Hello, hello, and welcome back to the SCUF 40K Fox, joined by Bryce. We are currently watching Faze versus Isolation. If you just tuned in, Faze took the first two maps. The Hardpoint extremely close, just by a few points, knocking Isolation out on the first map. Now, map number 2 was Search and Destroy on Riot. We saw it was 6-2 in favor of Faze, and now Isolation took the Detroit uplink 6-4. I'm looking to see Faze take this Biolab Hardpoint. As long as Zuma can come to life here alongside Attach, I think it should be a map for them.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you here. 3-1 sounds like a realistic kind of scoreline for this. If it goes to a map 5, it'll just be crazy. But yeah, I agree with you.
Look at Dito rocking the sniper right now, Bryce. What is this?
Yeah, he is. Oh, no, it says Battle here. Don't know what's going on. He may switch when he goes in the game. No, looks like he's going to be doing it straight off the bat. He's going to be using a sniper rifle. I'm going to stay on board with him.
I'd imagine he's going to hold blue. This is something that we used to see players do with LMGs when players used to use LMGs. Whiffing this first shot right there, and he's going to be punished by Clayster's bow. So first 3 kills going straight to Faze.
Zuma's got 2, and he's in the point. Let's jump on board him. So he's going to challenge Snow. A lot of people are going to go against him here to try and do something, but look at this. It's still okay. 16 points straight away. Still contested. 17 points. Will eventually go down. Enable's in there, though. Enable will clean it up. That's a lot of points for the first kind of rotation.
Yeah, it's 25 seconds already going straight to Faze. Going to pop on your COD vision here to see what's going on. Spot these players through walls. Of course, we can see that. The players cannot. That's Enable in the Hardpoint. 3 more kills in a row going straight for Faze. No one on ISO past 1 kill so far.
On board with Attach. He hold down Bio. It was 2 walks straight behind him. Place is looking for this player. Snow is going to see him as well. Takes that one down. Kill feed. It's all about Faze. And look at that. There's only 4 kills in the first minute by the entirety of ISO.
Yeah, and Clayster's got all that on his own without dying. Bloodthirsty right off the bat. No deaths for him. This is Clayster's event. Trying to get that 2-piece. Both assists right there. No 3-piece for him. Red's also going to fall. Clayster's holding down this hard point.
Still alive. He's actually going to run out of bullets. He's got 4 bullets left.
Yeah, not looking tired. You're going to want to see him pick up a weapon here soon. Otherwise, he's going to fall. I think he'd rather just die and just get that weapon ready and come off the respawn strong for his team. Zuma in the hard point. This is exactly where you want him. Is inside Eskies, but he's going to be dropped.
Renee's going to attach that. Going to pick up a kill. Looking for another one. Can he get it? No! Taken down. But still, the score massively in favor of Faze. 68-8 as we head into blue.
Why are we seeing so many large leads happen on the first hill or two in Biolab Hardpoint? We saw this happen in the Epsilon game with Optic Gaming as well. We've seen it happen frequently throughout this whole week. I think Elevate did it to someone at some point as well.
Well, there you go. You actually see the rotation kill was so important there. And it's going to be ISO who get first in the blue. Can they take this deficit down by getting in here? And they have managed to get it. GodRx holds one down. Havoc and GodRx will be duoing into this point to try and slow it down. And here we go. Havoc can see Attach. Clayster will pick up Dito on the outside. Enable now coming in. Here comes the flood. GodRx takes him down. There's so many players jumping in. GodRx and Havoc teaming up to lock it down. Enable still alive. Trying to get it. He gets a 2-piece, but Havoc stays alive at this point. They're getting points back here.
Havoc on a 3-kill streak right now, trying to make up for that first hardpoint. Game 4 going on the Bloodthirsty right now. There it is. Havoc coming to life here in this blue hill.
Still alive. As soon as they got that rotation kill, he hasn't been moved. And this is, like I said, this is their opportunity to bring it back. Not a great start, first 2 hills, but he's still alive. Can he stay alive for the entire 60 seconds? No, goes down. GodRx also goes down. City last one in hill, contesting it, trying to go against 2 of them. Will eventually drop, and finally Faze managed to break in, but Dito doesn't want to let him have it. Dito and Havoc coming straight back in to take this one away. GodRx as well teaming up. They are getting these points back.
They got pretty much, I think that was what, a solid 40 seconds on this hill, right? Once you get set up in there, with those subs, it's hard to break it.
He's just been a monster as he picks up another kill. 4 streak for him as he rotates the green pad. His teammates are already there. They are fighting for this comeback.
Just 30 seconds now, about 20 seconds separate these two teams. Havoc playing inside green box. He's going to get the first kill. Using those canisters to his advantage. Goes for the 2-piece, and he gets it on the rotation here for this hard point.
He really has stepped it up in this last 2 hills. Clayster though, Clayster outside. He's going to be able to pick up these kills first of all. He's still alive, looking for it now. Silly will eventually get him. But they are going to lose hill control, but what a way to bring it back to just about a 20-point game.
There's Silly playing inside green box again, taking Havoc's spot as he went towards the hardpoint. Havoc falls, as does Silly. 3 ISO players go down. Faze is taking over on green plat. They're trying to mount this giant comeback that they had originally.
Attach is going to go down as well. Very scrappy of green plat, but we're going into mid-bio, and it is going to be Faze in control. Clayster picks up one, locking it down, picks up another one as well. Looking for more as they flood past him. Clayster desperate with that hip fire. He gets turned and burned by Havoc. but still got enough bodies in the hill to lock this one down. They need to clean it if they're going to have any chance of holding this.
Yeah, Havoc shutting Clayster down right there is exactly why you see lots of AR players such as Octane in general running the submachine gun. So we could see Clayster make that switch. It might be necessary as the last 6 kills went towards ISO.
This is a really strong setup now. Can they hold down purple? That is the key. Havoc is going to try and make this one. No, Attach takes him down. Gutter X, he's going to be in that point as well. He goes down. Look at that, swept. They had a lock on it, and they just got killed. Every single member died. Everyone lost every single gunfight.
Yeah, came right through and did exactly what they needed to do. Zuma leading the charge with 5 captures, 20 and 13 right now. This is exactly what I want to see out of him in Respawn for Faze.
Now you can see Zuma locking it down as well. Attach getting it. They're looking for that last player. Can Zuma get it? Well, no, Gutter X shuts them down. Trying to stay alive for his teammates. Very, very interesting mid-bio. Both teams actually cleaned it out, but were unable to hold it.
That's what it's looking like, Dito, with the retake. Just a few seconds left. Obviously going on to Circle here. A new rotation, guys. And as we get into the second rotation, it is actually Faze still leading the game by 30 seconds.
Enable just trying to lock this one down for them again. They had a great start on the first Two Hills first rotation round, Fox. Can they get that lead again? It looks like they're doing pretty well so far. Zuma, 21-15. He really is doing well, but he gets taken down as well. Mid-Hardpoints are supposed to be scrappy, and this one certainly is.
2 players coming in from Generator. That's going to be Enable and one other, but it doesn't matter because they're all going to fall. New push coming. That's going to be Zuma inside square, hoping to make some moves through ice, but he's so tagged up, he's going to have to toss some spot-checking stuns to pave his path, but he is going to be team killed. It's not going to matter in the end for him.
So they're still alive here now, defending it. They can bring this back, considering how badly they started off, Fox. There is nothing in this game now. 10 points, and they've got 10 scrap points left in this. I think they're going to go just into the lead as we head towards Eskies.
Looks like it, just about by 1 point heading into Eskies. But we did see Faze really shutting this down. Clayster was 5-0 at this point on the last rotation, and Zuma was holding the hill down for the squad. So as long as that duo can make it happen again, Faze can mount the comeback and keep
Clayster
it.
got another nade kill on Zuma. Zuma's not going to be happy with that. If you can team kill by the nades, but still now pushing forward through red. Looking for the players. This is a good position. He should be able to pick up at least one here. Does. Picks him up, backs off, and this is going to cause all kinds of problems for the guys of Faze. They need to get him out quickly to lock it back down and get control. Enable now coming in. They are getting points onto this one, Fox, and holding it fairly well, but right now it's anything but secure.
All right, all 4 Faze members coming in from Snow. That's Enable taking Zuma's position as to where he was last time. 2 players flooding in from red. 1 drops down like Batman on Enable, and he falls. That's going to be Dito. Dito hasn't been doing so hot this game, trying to climb back here, 17 and 26. Just as I say, that gets another kill and falls. 2 players from Isolation will replace him. Winding down on this hard point here, just 10 seconds left as we move to blue. We saw ISO really take full control of this hill. They got, what, 40 seconds last time?
Yeah, this first rotation will be very important. Attach gets a kill. Wouldn't like him to get too aggressive here. He needs to wait up. There's no way he's going to break this on his own.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
He can be a nuisance of himself and kind of get a kill, at least 1 or 2, and stay alive. It could be good, and they are doing it now. Here comes the push. Once again, Havoc is going to be in there. He is going to go down straight away this time, and that is a perfect example of a pinch. Attach waited. He made sure he didn't go down.
It's so smart.
And they swept it.
It's so smart. You called it perfectly. Just stayed around the hill. You know, slaying around the hill and just being annoying is good. Rushing right in and dying to 3 people is not what you want to do. Attach saw it, took advantage of the situation, and now Faze is in control.
Yeah, there are plenty of dead heroes. You can't try a hero play. It won't work all the time. When it does, yeah, we scream and shout about it, but play smart.
Because it looks great when it happens.
It does look great. You jump in there, you get a 3-piece, I go ballistic. But this is more realistic for these guys.
There's
Zuma and Clay
3.
holding it down. Zuma should get this one as well, though. This is 6 he's on now. He does eventually drop, though. Enable 28 and 20. He's really been stepping it up in this series. But 205 to 147. This may be too far for them to come back. Can they mount a second comeback in this hard point?
We'll have to see. The square hard point was looking really good for them last time as well. So if it comes down to that, then I think we could see ISO bring it right back here. 50-second deficit as we're going into green plat, though, Bryce. That's going to be hard to beat.
Havoc picks up 2. He's looking for the 3rd. He saw a fly over his head. Going to try and get that one as well. No, gets the assist. But they need every single second to claw this one back to have any chance on that bio, especially on last hill, because so many teams will just contest.
Yeah, you can just contest and hide in the
stay
corner.
alive, and you'll get so few points out of it.
Hiding behind those pillars, we could see the sub players do just that as we get into the next hard point. But it looks like Dito trying to close this gap as much as possible to make it even more difficult for Faze to utilize that strategy. Enable winning the gunfight on green square, but it doesn't look like it's going to make too much of a difference. Just 10 seconds remain on this hill scrap time going to Faze. Isolation does not want to see this happen. They need the scrap time and the initial time on the square hard point.
It looks like they're not going to have a choice. They're going to go for this. Can they hold down bio? Well, I've seen teams do it, but not really recently. It's so difficult. And you can see already Enable's going to get in here. All he has to do is stay alive. This is it. This is exactly what you do at this point. Stay alive. Don't challenge. Be a nuisance. Let your teammates flood in. Let them try and trade the kills. And then the last one alive, hide. Stay alive again. Contest after contest. And I think it's very, very close to being out. It's only about 5-6 seconds.
Yeah, just a few seconds out, so we just got to see Faze push it together. That's why we saw that brief moment of hesitation there. No contesting going in, and then all Faze came in at once, and now Attach is still in the hill with isolation players contesting it. Mathematically impossible. Faze has closed it out, Bryce. That's going to be map number 4 going to them.
I said that's the problem, Fox. That's the problem. If you do not get those points back before you enter that last hill,
you're going to get punished for it.
The other team will just hide. They're like, I'm not going to challenge you. Usually they have to push forward. They go for the clean out. They're like, we want the points. This time, I'm a hide. You have to come to me, and by the time you've got to me, my teammates are back flooding the hill.
Just like the end of the Detroit uplink game, just play that clock to your advantage. You know, you got to use everything you can, and Faze did just that, closing out this game 232-199. Faze takes the series.
Attach went 45 and 33 there. You know what? This Faze team was actually really well-rounded. We see Clay go off, we see Enable go off. He's actually, for me, played very well this entire series.
Yeah?
But, yeah, I mean, you got the explosive players like Zuma and Attach, but I think Enable's dropped pretty good numbers every single time.
Okay.
Very good support player. Made a lot of crucial kills as well. You know what? It's been a fantastic game. And like I said, we picked Faze to win it to begin with. But ISO certainly made a name for themselves. They certainly had a point to prove.
Oh, yeah. For me, that series, though, the MVPs of the Faze roster would definitely have to be Clayster and Zuma. But, hey, we have the analyst desk here, guys. Let's go ahead and throw it over to them. That's it for us on Alpha today. We're going to see what the analyst desk has to say about that series. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Fox. Faze taking down Isolation Empire 3-1 in that series. Courage joined by Chance on the analyst desk. Chance, what were your thoughts on that matchup?
Pretty good matchup. It kind of went as I thought it would. You know, ISO is a pretty talented hardpoint team, but Faze obviously one of the best slaying teams in the game. So it was actually 2 really close hardpoints through and through.
Yeah.
The uplink game was actually fantastic. ISO was able to hold out. Very clutch game. Won 6-4. Pretty much came down to the last few seconds at the end. And then the S&D just nothing but Faze. But either way, you know, I expected that Faze was going to be able to pull off the victory, and they did just that.
Well, let's quickly break down this series, starting with the Solar Hardpoint. Right off the bat, Clayster, absolutely electric, 12-5. After the first 2 hills, Faze was up 52-18 due to just the sheer slaying power. They were cutting down any push that was coming from the players of Isolation's Empire, mainly through that mid-cut area. You saw Silly pick up a 2-piece at one part, but then he immediately was dropped. Faze was doing a better job of trading, but then they moved to that garage hill, and it was held almost in its entirety by Isolation. At the end of that one, it was all tied up, but then, man, the parking lot hill dominated by Faze that entire game.
Yeah, right at the end, Clayster ended up going on a 4 streak at like the absolute perfect time. By the way, Clay had just a phenomenal series through and through.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, picked the perfect time to step up again. Ended up going on a 4 streak on the second to last hill.
Yeah.
That's also when he hit his 40 bomb. I think he, when he got the 4 streak, got up to 42, and then moved in last one, and it was just nothing but Faze from there.
Yeah, with 1 minute left, it was 169-169. Clayster actually got a team kill inside the hard point, but then was able to hold things off. I saw some beautiful positioning, too, from Enable. He knew the push was coming from glass wall. He knew that there were subs coming at him. He pulled all the way back toward just below the drop-in from Catwalk and was able to melt down a couple players there before Havoc flanked him. Really, though, the story of that matchup was God RX versus Clayster in the first thing. Clay edged him out. Clay finished 48-36. On the other side of things, God RX 44-37 with 13 captures in that 12-point win for Faze. Game number 2. Riot S&D, it was really just the Attach show.
I was about to say, there's not much more you can say. Attach just so aggressive on offense. Quite a few rounds in a row, just jumping straight into that third story area. And it seemed like every single time he was able to get away with it and just stomp back down on the second story to save his life.
And that's the really scary thing about this Faze lineup, is that teams expect Zuma to do that and really just be the wild card, aggressive player with the sub. But then when Attach can do that as well, obviously they have their different routes they take. They have their different play styles. Very unpredictable. Attach started that game 4-0, hit that snipe to finish out the 1 round on the player on top police building, which was absolutely sick. Clay had a round where he picked up 3 kills, making it 3-1. But then finally, Enable had that disgusting 1v2. I know, Chance, you were very frustrated with how that was played by ISO. Break it down for me. What went wrong for them?
Okay, so obviously, you know, Enable has to or no, he has the bomb down as well.
Bomb is down.
Yeah, he's on offense. They get the plant, but he's still stuck in a 1v2. Immediately, as soon as that happens, he gets spotted. Havoc, you know, is peeking down from that squeeze area. They see each other. Havoc immediately just backs up as soon as he possibly
Plays
can.
his life in the 1v2.
Exactly.
Very smart.
He is an ASM1. He knows Enable's going to be an AR player. That's a long-range gunfight. Doesn't want to challenge us. He backs up again, just working the clock. They just have to do their thing. Go, you know, take their time. They had 35 seconds left. Then, as soon as Havoc backed up, Enable was trying to retreat as well, just to play his life. And then Dito, just like a banshee or a monkey or something insane, comes flying off a third story, challenges Enable for some reason, and Enable just says, okay, thanks for the free kill, takes that one down, and then Havoc was just completely forced. He had to basically sprint and Enable actually won a really nice gunfight there at the end as well.
Yeah.
Just to close out the round.
Played the time almost perfectly there. A major mistake from Isolation Empire. That one went to Faze 6-2. Then Detroit uplink. It was 2-4 at the half in favor of Isolation. They were able to hold things off. Enable was 18-9. ISO wins 6-4. Or was ISO down at the half?
No, ISO was up at the
Okay.
half,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they were going into bad side with only a 2-point lead.
And they were able to hold it
going
off.
against Faze.
Yeah.
You know, my personal opinion, I thought Faze was going to be able to come out hot, but Isolation, it seemed like they spent the entire second half like completely on their heels. They had 3 players that ended up going negative. All the kills were going in favor of Faze, but Isolation literally got every single clutch stop possible. It took Faze 2 minutes of pressure time before they finally tied it up at 4-4.
It was really the silly show on that map with the Bal in middle map, finishing 34-24 with 4 uplinks, leading his team to victory. But then we moved into that Biolab Hardpoint. Faze started off absolutely electric, but then the slaying power of ISO began to show up as we moved into the top green hill, the second to last Hardpoint. I believe it was all tied up.
Yeah, so the first time around, again, as you were saying, Electric started as a complete blowout. The first hill was 47-1. It seemed to be reminiscent of OG when they were playing Epsilon.
Yeah.
Just crazy stuff coming out of there. So I thought, you know, Faze was just going to completely demolish them. But again, it was on that first blue hill. Isolation did a phenomenal job to work their way back into it. And then it was kind of back and forth a little bit. Faze had a decent amount of lead. And then it was back again on that rotation. Isolation were able to tie it up to get the point at like that green hill. But eventually Faze just pulled away a little bit too strong.
And really at the end, when it was so close, still a chance for Isolation to come back, but Faze really only needed to contest for about 4 or 5 seconds. The smart heads-up play from Enable, just laying down right outside purple. This is something that was mentioned earlier on in the event. The first matchup between Faze and Enigma 6 on Friday. The first game of the event ended with 201-200, I believe, with Faze winning. And it was because General was laying down in that exact same position, but decided to challenge even just 1 second too early. That came back to bite him when his team lost that one by 1 point. Enable laid down for as long as possible until the players started pushing him. He tried to challenge the gunfight and was taken down. So Faze able to clutch up there and win that hard point in just the final hill. From what you saw so far today, what teams are looking good going into Championship Sunday?
Epsilon.
Yeah.
I really can't say enough
I
good
love
things.
Swanee.
Again, their performance was absolutely phenomenal. Again, the EU players have been hyping up Swanee forever since I've been seeing them in COD champs. All the casters talking about how great he is, and I've never really gotten a great taste of why. Like, always seemed like an amazing guy, but this performance today, like, solidified it for me. It makes perfect sense. Him as well as Nagafen just completely demolished.
I was going to make a point on that because Nagafen had one of the most disgusting 3 pieces in bottom Eskies. The entire pro lounge almost stood up. They were like, what just happened? Crazy stuff. When you can make those crucial plays happen inside the hard point, not only the momentum swing, but the time difference in the score is just absolutely massive. That's going to do it for the action on the Alpha stream tonight.
That's
An
not
absolutely
true.
Incredible.
We're actually going to be having a Zuma interview coming up just in a
Really?
moment. That did get set up. Paul ended up walking by and he held out a sheet of paper. So I do believe we are going to have a Zuma interview coming up. We're going to get to that just to make sure after this quick commercial break.
Wow.